Welcome to all here in the session of mathematics. In today's session, we'll discuss vector algebra for class 12. From the physics point of view, all of you well known about the scalar quantity and vector quantity. Although I am recalling your memory, then we'll go to the problem and their solution. Okay, first of all, what is scalar quantity? A physical quantity having only magnitude and is not related with any type of direction in space is called the scalar quantity. If you will take example, then length, time, temperature, density, all these are scalar quantity. Okay. Now we'll go to the vector quantity. What is vector? A physical quantity which is specified by both magnitude as well as direction is called the vector quantity. If you will take example, then velocity, acceleration, force, momentum, these are all vector quantity. Okay, if you will tell a b vector, what is that? That is a is the initial point. If you will write likewise a b vector, that means you see a is the initial point and b is the terminal point. You will write a b line segment and you will put one arrow mark on the line segment AB. That means here a is the initial point and b is the terminal point, and the direction of AB should be from A to B. If you will take BA vector, what do you mean by this? Then you will write the BA line segment and put one arrow mark on the BA line segment, and the initial point of BA vector is B. This is the initial point, and whereas the final point or terminal point, you can say that is A, and this is represented by likewise. Here you see the magnitude of AB vector is nothing but the likewise symbol. You can denote magnitude of AB vector by modulus of AB vector. That is nothing but the length of the line segment, AB. Likewise, the magnitude of BA vector is nothing but the magnitude of BA, that is the length of BA, or simply you can write BA, this is AB. These are all equal. AB is equal to BA, the length of AB is equal to length of BA, but the two vectors AB vector is not equal to BA vector. Why not? Since their direction are different, that is opposite to each other. Okay, that means you can write AB vector is equal to minus BA vector, or BA vector is equal to minus AB vector. Okay, these are called negative vectors. Okay, now if we'll go through the types of vector, then first of all, null vector, or you can take zero vector. What is that? Zero vector. Zero vector means geometrically, if you will point out zero vector, that means its initial position is A and the final position is also A. That means A vector, the initial point is A and the final point is also A. So his magnitude is equal to how much? There is no magnitude, that's why 0. So you can denote zero vector as 0 and putting one arrow mark above 0, then this one is the zero vector whose magnitude is equal to 0. So you can take A vector is the zero vector. Then second one is unit vector. What about the unit vector? If the vector, now if you write A vector whose magnitude is equal to only 1, that means the magnitude of the A vector is equal to 1. That's why the A vector is called the unit vector. You can denote this unit vector by giving one cap on A, that is you can read this one as A cap, and its magnitude is always 1. This is called unit vector. When the two vectors are equal, when the two vectors are said to be equal vectors, when, that means if A vector is equal to B vector, that means their magnitude will be same as well as their direction should be same. If the two vectors are said to be equal, that means they are having same direction and same magnitude, then only you can say the two vectors are equal, otherwise not. Now co-initial vector. Okay, co-initial vector. Co-initial vector means, you see, suppose a initial point I have taken here A and here the terminal point B, another terminal point that is C, another terminal point that is D. These are all the vector AB vector, SC vector and AD vector. The three vectors, they are having same initial point, common initial point, same initial point. So the three vectors are called co-initial vectors. So the vectors are co-initial when they are co-initial, when their initial point are same. Now we'll take collinear vectors. Collinear vectors. You see, suppose a line is there, one line L named by L. Okay. Now suppose one vector A vector is here, AB vector. AB vector, that means direction from A to B. Another vector SC vector. These two vectors are laying on the line L. That's why they are collinear vectors. What is about collinear vectors? Why? Since they are laying on a line L, and this line is called the line of support of two vectors, AB vector and, or you can say BC vector, or you can say SC vector. These three vectors you see, they are laying on a line and they have the same direction. That's why they can say like vectors. Which vector? Like vectors. Like vectors means the vectors which are laying on a line, that is one line L, and that is they are collinear vectors and their direction should be same. AB vector, BC vector, SC vector, these are all what? Like vectors. If the vectors are collinear but the direction are different, suppose D point is here, BD vector and AB vector. What about these two vectors? They are called unlike vectors. Why? Since they are laying on a line, that is L, they are collinear but their direction are not same. Their direction are different. That's why they are unlike vectors. What is that? Unlike vectors. Okay, that means like vectors, unlike vectors, they are all laying on a line. That means they are collinear vector. First of all, collinear vectors. So therefore, from this we conclude that collinear vectors are maybe having same direction or different direction or same magnitude or different magnitude, but they should be lie on a line L, that is called line of support. Okay, now these are all types of vectors. I have linked all these notes to my video. Next we will go to the problem related with these vectors. Now we'll go to the position vector. Okay, then we'll go to the problem. Okay, so make it a note first. Now before going to the position vector of any point having the coordinate given x and y, first we should clear what is the parallelogram law for vectors or vector addition or triangle addition rule for the vectors. You see, suppose here is a parallelogram ABCD. Two adjacent sides are represented by the vector A vector and B vector. Then what will happen? A vector plus B vector. This one is A vector towards from A to B and B vector is from B to C. Then SC vector represented by A vector plus B vector. This is the vector addition, or you can say parallelogram law. If this one B vector, then this one is parallel to this and equal in magnitude. So this one is also B vector. This one is A vector. That's why DC vector is also A vector. So this plus this also B plus A, also represented by SC. So SC vector is equal to A vector plus B vector as well as B vector plus A vector. That means A vector plus B vector is equal to B vector plus A vector. So commutative law holds good in case of vector addition. Now we'll go to the position vector of any point whose coordinate is given. Suppose the coordinate P is a point having the coordinate xy. Suppose on the Cartesian plane. If you drop one perpendicular PM on x-axis, then what will happen? This part is x and this part is y. Then the coordinate of P is xy. Okay. Now let I be the unit vector along the x-axis and j be the unit vector along the y-axis. Here I have mentioned here I cap be the unit vector along the positive direction of x-axis and j cap be the unit vector along the positive direction of y-axis. Then any vector on x-axis can be expressed as the scalar multiple of I cap. Since OM is on the x-axis and having the magnitude x, so OM can be expressed, OM vector can be expressed scalar multiple with I cap, that is x I cap. Okay. Now likewise MP vector you see, MP vector is parallel to y-axis, that's why MP vector can be expressed as the magnitude of MP is y and the unit vector is j cap, that is scalar multiple of y with j cap. Okay. So OM vector already we have found xi cap, MP vector already we have found, that is y j cap. Now we have to find OP. So OM vector plus MP vector is equal to OP vector by triangle addition rule, isn't it? So by triangle addition rule we have OP vector is equal to how much? OM vector. OP vector is equal to OM plus MP. OM vector plus MP vector. So OM vector is x I cap plus MP vector is y j cap. This is nothing but the position vector of P having the coordinate x, y. Okay. So in this way you can find position vector of any point on the Cartesian plane or in the space. Suppose A having the coordinate 3 minus 4. You have to ask what is the position vector of A. Then you can find likewise OA vector, that is the position vector of A. O vector refer to the origin O. What is that? 3 I cap minus 4 j cap. Okay. Likewise, suppose B having the coordinate minus 3 to 5. This is the point on the space. That means x coordinate, y coordinate, z coordinate given. Then the position vector of B is OB vector, that is nothing but the minus 3 I cap plus 2 j cap plus 5 k cap. From this we can find scalar component of the vectors and vector component of the vector. How could you find scalar component? Suppose you have to ask what is the scalar component of OP vector. Here scalar component, you can write scalar component of OP vector are, what are the scalar component? X and y. These are two scalar component. But if you have to ask vector component of OP vector, then this one is equal to xi cap and y j cap. Okay. So with the unit vector, if you will express, these are the vector component, but this one is the scalar component. So likewise you can find the position vector, scalar component and vector component. Now we will go through the, what is that? Magnitude of the vector. You see magnitude. How could you find magnitude? Magnitude means what? That is the length of the vector from the O to the P. You see this one is the right angle triangle. OP is the hypotenuse. So you can find OP by the help of the Pythagoras theorem, that is x square plus y square root over. So OP vector, magnitude of OP vector means nothing but the OP is equal to OM vector magnitude square, that is OM square plus MP square. Simply you can write likewise, that is x square plus y square root over. So you can find magnitude of any vector if the scalar component given x coordinate and y coordinate given, then x coordinate square plus y coordinate square root over. If the point is taken in the space, then z coordinate will be there. Suppose you have to ask what is the magnitude of a point B having the coordinate 3 minus 2 1, then that is OB vector magnitude is equal to 3 square plus minus 2 square plus 1 square. root over. That means x square plus y square plus z square root over. If x coordinate and y coordinate are given, then x square plus y square root over. If x coordinate, y coordinate, z coordinate of the point given, then the magnitude of that vector, OB vector, is equal to 3 square 9 plus 4 plus 1, that is nothing but the 14 root over of 14. Okay, so you can find the magnitude in this way. Now suppose you have to find coordinate of A is given x1 y1 and the coordinate of B point is given x2 y2. Suppose you have to ask what is the AB vector. What is the AB vector? You see from this figure, suppose A having the coordinate x1 y1 and B having the coordinate x2 y2. From this figure, OA is the position vector of A, OB is the position vector of B. You have to ask what is AB vector. From the vector addition rule or triangle rule, OA vector plus AB vector is equal to OB vector. So you can write OA vector plus AB vector. OA vector plus AB vector is equal to how much? OB vector. That implies AB vector you have to find. AB vector is equal to how much? OB vector minus OA vector. OB vector minus OA vector. This is the formula to find any vector, that is AB vector can be found by the position vector of B minus position vector of A. Position vector of B is OB vector and position vector of A is OA vector. Suppose for an example, A vector having the coordinate 2, 3 and B vector having the coordinate minus 2, 5. You have to ask AB vector is equal to how much? Minus 2. That is the position vector of B minus position vector of A. Minus 2, that is minus 4 I cap. 5 minus 3 plus 5 minus 3, that is 2 j cap. That's all. Okay. So likewise you can find any vector. Now we will go to the problem of exercise. So make it a note first. Okay. Now read the question carefully. You have to find the position vector of the midpoint line joining the 2 points P1 having the coordinate given and P2 having the coordinate given. So you have to find the position vector of midpoint. So you see, suppose P1 given having the coordinate 4, 3. This one is the point. This one is the rough sketch. P1 is the point 4, 3 having the coordinate and P2 is the point having the coordinate 8, minus 5. Let Q be the midpoint of P1, P2. Line joining P1, P2 is P1, P2 line. So the midpoint is Q. Now you have to find the position vector of OQ. Simply you can find, that is by the coordinate geometry formula. 8 plus 4 by 2, that is how much? 6. And minus 5 plus 3 by 2, that is how much? Minus 1. So 6i minus j cap. Answer is already we have found, but you have to write with the help of writing style. That is given P1 having the coordinate 4, 3 and P2 having the coordinate 8, minus 5. So the position vector you can write likewise, position vector of P1 is equal to OP1 vector is how much? 4 I cap plus 3 j cap, and that of P2 is equal to OP2 is nothing but the 8 I cap minus 5 j cap. Okay. Now already we have found. Let Q be the midpoint of the line P1, P2. Then position vector. Then you can write position vector of Q is equal to OQ vector is nothing but the OP1 vector plus OP2 vector by 2. That means position vector of P1, that is OP1 vector, and position vector of P2, that is OP2 vector, by 2 is equal to position vector of Q, since Q is the midpoint. So OP1 vector is already we have found, that is 4 I cap plus 3 j cap plus OP2, position vector of P2 is OP2, 8 I cap minus 5 j cap whole divided by 2. This is nothing but the 6 I cap minus 2 by 2, that is j cap. This is the position vector of midpoint of Q if the P1 and P2 having given. Okay, so make it a note to get the 4 marks. Now I will take another question. Now read the question carefully. He is asking what is the position vector of the points of trisection of the line joining the 2 points P1 having the coordinate minus 4, 3 and P2 having the coordinate 5, minus 12. So here points of trisection, suppose this one is the P1 having the coordinate P minus 4, 3 and P2 having the coordinate 5, minus 12. This is the origin O. So position vector of P1 is OP1 and position vector of P2 is OP2. You have to find points of trisection. Trisection means if the points P and Q divides the line joining P1 P2 into 3 equal parts. 3 equal parts means P1P is equal to PQ is equal to QP2. If they are equal, then P and Q are called the points of trisection. So you have to find the position vector of P, that means this one OP, and position vector of Q, that is OQ. So let's start the solution. Given P1 having the coordinate how much? Minus 4, 3 and P2 having the coordinate 5, minus 12. Now position vector of P1, first you will find, that is OP1 vector is equal to minus 4 I cap plus 3 j cap, and that of P2 is equal to OP2 is equal to how much? 5 I cap minus 12 j cap. Now since P and Q are the points of trisection, that means P1P is equal to, if this one X, then this one also X, this one is also X. So this is to this, that is X is to 2X. So 1 is to 2. So P divides P1 and P2 in the ratio 1 is to 2. So first you mention here, let P and Q are the point of trisection, are the points of trisection of the line joining P1 and P2, then P1P is to P2 is equal to 1 is to 2. So the position vector of P is equal to OP vector, that is nothing but the 1 into OP2 position vector of P2 plus 2 into 2 part into OP1, mx2 plus nx1, m is to n given, mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, 1 plus 2. Okay, that is nothing but the 1 into OP2. 1 into OP2 means 5 I cap minus 12 j cap. Already we have found the position vector of P2, and position vector of P1 is OP1, that is minus 4 I cap plus 3 j cap, that is 2 into this much minus 8 I cap plus 6 j cap by 1 plus 2 is 3. So 5 I cap minus 8 I cap minus 3 I cap, 12 j cap minus 12 j cap plus 6 j cap minus 6 j cap by 3. So this is nothing but the minus I cap minus 2 j cap. This is the position vector of P. Now we have to find the position vector of Q. Q divides here, Q divides the P1 P2 in the ratio 2 is to 1, isn't it? Or you can find the midpoint of P and P2. You can find midpoint formula. Okay, whatever you can use. So if Q divides 2 is to 1, then what will happen? 2 into position vector of OP2, this part, 2 into OP2, 1 into OP1, mx2 plus nx1, 1 into OP1 vector by 2 plus 1, 2 into OP2, 2 into OP2, that is 2 into 5 I cap minus 12 j cap, that is 10 I cap minus 24 j cap, 1 into OP1 minus 4 I cap plus 3 j cap by 2 plus 1 is 3, 10 I cap minus 4 I cap is nothing but the 6 I cap minus 24 j cap plus 3, that is minus 21 j cap by 3. This is nothing but the 2 I cap minus 7 j cap. This is the position vector. This is the position vector of Q. So already we have found the position vector of trisection of the line segment joining P1 and P2. To get the 4 marks, you have to write in this way. So make it a note first.